Hello my dear students. Today in our video lesson of science for class 5th, we are going to do the exercises of lesson number 6, solid, liquid and gases, as the explanation part was already done in our previous video. First exercise is tick the correct answer. Part A. State of matter that does not have a definite volume is. So we all know that there are three states of matter: solid, liquid and gas. So solid and liquid both have a definite volume, but gas does not have a definite volume. So tick gas. Part B. Slow blowing wind is called wind, breeze, storm or air. So students, slow moving air is called a breeze. So tick breeze. C. Air contains. Now here you are having four options: 78% oxygen, or it will contain 21% of nitrogen, or 78% of nitrogen, or all of them. So here correct answer will be air contains 78% of nitrogen. So tick part third. Part D, the air contains 0.03% of the gas. So which gas is there? First is oxygen, second nitrogen, third carbon dioxide and fourth is helium. So you have to tick carbon dioxide. Part E, sea breeze blows during the day, during the night, throughout the day or none of these. So here sea breeze will blow during the day. So tick during the day, option first. So this is our exercise number 1. Tick the correct answer. Moving to the second exercise, it is write whether true or false. So here we are having 6 sentences. So you have to read them and write down whether they are true or false. So part A is air is not matter. So students, we all know this is false. Part B, the intermolecular force is the least in gases. Yes, this is true. The intermolecular force in gas is least. That is why they are free to move away. They can spread easily. Part C, liquids have a definite shape. So students, liquids don't have a definite shape. That is why they start flowing. So this is false. But yes, they have definite volume, but they don't have definite shape. Part D, liquids have a definite volume. Yes, it is true. Part E, land heats faster than water. So yes, this is also true. Land will heat faster than water. Part F, places near sea have higher humidity. So students, this is also true. The places near sea will always have higher humidity. Exercise number 3, fill in the blanks. Part A, dash have a definite shape and volume. So solids have a definite shape and volume. Liquids don't have definite shape, but they have definite volume. And gas does not have either definite shape or definite volume. Part B, the intermolecular force is maximum in which state of matter? So here the answer will be solids. The answer will be solids. The molecules in solids are very closely packed. Thus the intermolecular space is very less, but the intermolecular force is very strong. Part C, dash take the shape of the container they are kept in. So here you have to write which state of matter. So liquid don't have a definite shape, that is why they take the shape of the container they are kept in. So here our correct answer will be liquids. Part D, dash breeze blows during the night. So its answer is land breeze. Okay, at night the land cools down faster than water. So the water is still warm. So the air above the water is warm and rises up. Part E, all matter is made up of tiny particles called dash. So all matter, whether it is a solid, liquid or gas, they all are made up of very small or tiny particles, and we call them atoms. Part F, dash air is light and rises. So warm air will be the correct answer, because warm air is light and it will rise up. Part G, the process of sedimentation and decantation are used to separate dash impurities present in water. So its correct answer is insoluble impurities. If insoluble impurities are there, so they can be removed by the process of sedimentation and decantation. So this is our fill in the blanks. Now we come to answer the following question, which is exercise number 4. Part A, distinguish between solids, liquids and gases. So here first we will make a table. In first part we will write down solids, then liquids and then gases. So first point is solids have definite shape, whereas liquid do not have definite shape, and gases also they don't have definite shape. So this is our first point to distinguish between solid, liquids and gases. Second point is intermolecular space. So in solids the intermolecular space is very less, that is why they are packed closely. In liquids the space is little, and gases a lot of intermolecular space is there, that is why they can spread easily. Number third is intermolecular force is very strong in solids, whereas in liquids intermolecular force is weaker than in solids, and in gases the force is very weak. Number 4, solids have a definite volume. Liquids also have a definite volume, but gases do not have a fixed volume. Fine. So this is our A part, distinguish between solids, liquids and gases. Write a short note on composition of air, and you have to support your answer with a pie chart or a diagram. So basically this question is divided into two parts. So first we are going to write down a short note on composition of air. So students, as we all know that air is a mixture of gases plus water vapor and dust particles. So air is a mixture of these things. Plus the atmosphere contains 78% of nitrogen, 21% of oxygen and 1% of other gases. And the other gases are carbon dioxide, helium, argon or neon. So this is a note on composition of air. Now as we will talk about the diagram. So here is our pie chart. You can see that 70% nitrogen and we are having 21% oxygen and 1% other gases. It is shown with the help of pie chart. Please draw the diagram neat. Part C is explain how wind blows. So here you have to explain how the wind blows. So the sun heats the land during the day. Then what will happen? The air above the land also gets heated. If the land is heated by the sun, so air above the land will also get heated. Then I told you that a warm air is lighter, so it will rise up. And as warm air will rise up, so cool air from above will rush in to take its place. Cool air will take place of the warm air. So hence this causes wind to blow. Because of this, wind start blowing. Part D is explain how sea breeze blows. And here also you have to support your answer with a diagram. So first let's see how sea breeze blows. So during the daytime, we all know that sea breeze blows during the daytime. So what happens during the daytime is the land gets heated faster than the water in the sea, and then the air above the land get heated and rises. The water in the sea at that time is still cool. So the cool air from above the sea will start blowing towards the land. And why it will start blowing? It will take the place left by the warm air. As the warm air is lighter and it will rise up, so its place will be taken by the cool air. So this is how sea breeze blows. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to support our answer with the help of a diagram. So this is our diagram. Okay, so you just draw this diagram also. Part E, explain how land breeze blows, and here also you have to support your answer with a diagram. So let's see. At night the land cools down faster than water, and the water is still warm. So again the air above the water is warm and it will rise up. Then cool air above the land will rush it in to take its place. Now this is our diagram which will support our answer. In part F, we have to define these terms. First is breeze, then humidity, storm, and the last one is matter. So first is breeze. So when the wind blows slowly, it is called breeze. Second is humidity. Humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air at a given time. At a given time, the amount of water vapor in the air is called humidity. Next is storm. So whenever the wind is blowing very fast, we call it storm. Last one is matter. So anything that occupies space or it has weight is called matter. Solid, liquid, gases, these all are states of matter. Part G is distinguish between soluble and insoluble impurities. So here again we will divide these two terms into two parts in a table. First is soluble impurities and the second one is insoluble impurities. So soluble impurities get dissolved in water, whereas insoluble impurities do not dissolve in water. Point number 2, soluble impurities cannot be seen with naked eyes, and insoluble impurities can be seen with naked eyes. And third is the example of these impurities. So soluble impurities are having examples like germs and salt. and in insoluble impurities we can write sand and stone. So these do not dissolve in water. So these are insoluble impurities. Part H, this is our last question of section answer the following question. Explain the process of filtration using a filter paper to remove insoluble impurities present in water. So here we all know, if we want to remove insoluble impurities present in water, we can do it with the process of filtration. So filtration is a process of removing insoluble impurities present in water, like we can use filter paper, thin cloth or a strainer. So to remove insoluble impurities using a filter paper, we will follow these steps. So our first step will be, we will make a cone out of the filter paper. Then we will place that cone in a glass funnel and then place a beaker under the funnel. Okay, first make a cone out of the filter paper, put that cone in a glass funnel and then place a beaker under the funnel. Fine. Then after that what we have to do is, we have to pour insoluble impurity. For that we can take muddy water into the filter paper. After some time we will see that clear water will drip into the beaker. After some time we can have clear water that will be dripped into the beaker, and the insoluble impurity means the mud will remain on the filter paper. So with the help of filter paper we removed insoluble impurity. So that was our answer the following question. Now the next one is HOTS, higher order thinking skill. So here we are having two questions. First question is, why are places in coastal areas cooler during the day compared to places in the plains? So its answer is, places in coastal areas are cooler during the day as compared to places in plains, because cool sea breeze blows from sea towards land during the day in the coastal areas. Number 2 is, Rohit says pain and happiness are not matter. So do you agree with him? If yes or no, then you will have to explain the reason. So students, yes, we agree with him, because pain and happiness neither occupy any space nor do they have weight. They are just feelings. They are not a state of matter. So this section was HOTS. I hope you might have understood all the exercises well. Now what you have to do is, you have to read the chapter thoroughly at home and learn and write all the exercises which we discussed in this video and write them in your notebook. So that's all for now students. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.